Since 2011, American Giant has been making everyday clothing with extraordinary effort. Not in far-off factories, but right here in the USA. We obsess over fabrics, fit, and details, because if you're going to wear it every day, it should feel great and last for years. From the cut of a hoodie to the finishing of a seam, nothing is overlooked. Our supply chain is tight-knit and local, which means less crisscrossing the country and more care in every step. The result is durable clothing, t-shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, and denim that become part of your life season after season. This isn't fast fashion, it's clothing made with purpose by people who care as much about how it's made as how it fits. Get 20% off your first order with code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com with code STAPLE20.
50 states, granted that some states have more than others, and it depends on the time of the year. Like, I'm sure in January, nobody's going to Alaska versus there are extra like in Hawaii and Florida. So that's about 150 opportunities every single day, 150 meetings. And I'm close enough to the Massachusetts border that I look at this and say, I have 300 opportunities every single day. Now, that does not take into effect, like some other things so this is just like meetings and conferences, like in hotels, for example. So that's...
Sit back and relax and get ready for another exclusive episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast with Lopez.
This episode is brought to you by ERC. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a business? If you have a business, you need money. So, did you have a business during the pandemic with 5 or more employees? If so, you might be leaving money on the table. All you got to do is go to my website at lopezlasane.com, and at the top of the website, click the tab that says Get Money Back. And the best part about this, it only takes 10 minutes for you to see if you're qualified for this money. So don't wait. Go to my website, lopezlasane.com, and click on the tab that says Get Money Back. And you're going to get this money for your business, and you can thank me later. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast. I'm your host, Lopez, so like and share this episode. So today, I have another special guest. However, with that being said, I would appreciate it if you would left me a 5-star review in iTunes. So with that being said, my special guest today, you're going to love this one. This was fun. This was a classic. It's going to go down as a classic, for sure. This was fun. Today, I'm going to be talking to an award-winning speaker, best-selling author, business mentor, speaking strategist. She helps entrepreneurs get speaking opportunities to grow their business and turn every presentation into more clients, more cash, more clouts. My special guest today is Laurie-Ann Murabito. Welcome to the show.
Sure, I'm typical New Englander, just born and raised and probably never leaving.
Great. So how'd you get started speaking? Because, this is not something that, we don't go to school for this. This is not something that, we tell our parents when we're growing up, hey, when I grow up, I want to be a speaker, So how'd you get started?
And my parents would have laughed at me because I was actually a very shy young woman. And when I say shy, I mean like I couldn't even make eye contact. I would just be like, I considered myself to be an expert on tile floors and sneakers. Yes. So really what happened was I was so inspired by other people that I saw, how they would make eye contact with people and just have conversations. And I just thought, like, why can't I do that? And I really, for a teenager to think this, I just had this idea, like, this behavior is not going to serve me in the long run. So I literally was just like, let me just like make eye contact with somebody. And, you know, like just a couple of seconds. And let's see what happens. And guess what I learned? The earth did not open up and swallow me whole. The person I was talking to did not laugh at me or walk away. And so I was just like, wow, if I can do that for a few seconds, I'm sure I could do it for a little bit longer. So it literally was baby steps to just being able to communicate with confidence. And from there, I just ended up giving a speech. And one led to the next, that led to the next, that led to becoming an award-winning speaker. So, process.
So being able to speak yourself is one thing, but how did you know that you could teach other people to speak?
Oh, that's fun. What happened was I was jumping on airplanes like most of us. Like we decide that we're going to go into business for ourselves because we were tired of punching a clock.
Yeah.
Well, I got to a point where I felt like I was still punching a clock because I was coming home, opening up the suitcase, wash the clothes, throw them back in the suitcase, leave the next day. So it was basically I was punching somebody else's clock. And I actually was just like, you know what, universe, I just need a different business model. And the answer came in the form of a text message where somebody asked me, Laurie-Ann, do you write speeches for people? And at first I just thought, no, actually, I just write my own. But because she was somebody that I knew, so she was like a semi-friend, I'll call her, I agreed to meet with her. She was 3 years from retiring from her government job. And at that point, you will stand on your head for 3 years to finish out your time. She had a side hustle for 5 years as a stylist. And that was going to become her retirement gig. And she was losing money successfully for 5 years. And her husband said, you can't keep doing this when you retire. So that's why she asked me like about writing speeches. So I just said like, oh, I can help you. I'll teach you how to write a speech that's compelling, captivating, and most importantly, converting. And then I will teach you how to get booked and then how to leverage those opportunities into more. And after her first presentation, she walked away with 2 referrals to 2 other places to speak and 3 full paying clients. And that, to me, like that was a home run. And I was just, it was one of those things like, geez, I wonder if other people would like to know the information that I know. And that's how I came into this world of the online space of teaching people how to use speaking as their best form of marketing.
That's nice. So, you know, I met a guy probably like 2 months ago, and he's thinking about speaking, but he said he kind of wants to hide, basically, you know, because we're going into real estate, right? And he sees my videos online, and he says, "Hey, you keep doing what you're doing. I'll just stay in the background." So I'm trying to explain to him, well, you know, you being out front with me, it's a good idea. So tell people like him, why is it so important to speak?
It builds that know, like, and trust. But maybe what he's thinking is like, geez, like people are going to judge me. You know, like I haven't spoken before. And I want to share that when I came from the stages into the online world and doing like live streams and creating videos, I wasn't that good, but I was really good like on a stage.
Oh, okay.
Like you come into the online world and all of a sudden you're trying to have this beautiful conversation with a camera, you know, and that's it. Like you don't even know if anybody else is watching. Yeah. But it all starts with one. And so I actually leave my very first video, my very first live stream is still up because I want people to go up and see how flat I was. There was like no depth to me. There was not even any personality. And it comes with time. It comes with time. But just come out. Just start the video, just hit live. But what I tell people is sticky notes. Put a sticky note on the screen or on your phone so that you're covering up your face because it's usually what people are staring at. And just give one tip. One simple tip. You're in real estate. There are so many people who would probably love to get into real estate. People that just want to buy their first home. They want to do their first investment. They don't know the first thing about it. And both of you, your partner especially, has a wealth of information. And it just starts with one. And if you just go out on like IG stories, that's going to be gone in 24 hours.
Yeah.
You won't ever have to look at it again.
Yeah.
Although it's in your archives, so you could always bring it back up later. But
yeah,
it just starts with one.
Yeah. What are some of the I guess common problems that people have when it comes to like speaking on stage or just speaking in general?
Well, let's talk about like online, like kind of like what we're doing right now. Instead of looking at yourself or looking at the person that you're talking to, look into the camera. The reason for that is because you're making really good eye contact with the person that you're speaking with. So it's a little bit of a skill. It feels awkward at first because you're not looking at the person that you're talking to, which is something that we do when we are on stage or when we are like at a networking event and we're like a live event. We're looking in people's eyes when we talk to them. But when we're online, look in the camera. Because the camera is the eyes of your audience.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And then also, like I said, the sticky notes, just leave it to one tip. You don't have to give everything. You don't have to share everything that you know on the very first video because Google will let you upload another video. Facebook Live would be more than happy for you to come back and do another video. There's lots of podcasts that you can be doing, that you can be a guest on or even host your own like you're doing. This is all a form of speaking.
Yeah. I think when I first came online, my biggest thing was I was thinking about people going to judge me, what they're going to think about me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started getting, you get good comments, you get the bad ones, but the negative ones tend to stick in the beginning.
This is true. But here's the thing. You're going to be judged anyways.
Yeah.
Because some people are going to like you and some people aren't going to like you. I don't expect everybody to like me.
No.
But there are people that are out there that are waiting to hear my message. So I'm speaking for them. So when we get over that, I'm afraid of that someone's going to judge me. Just embrace the fact that, yep, you are going to be judged. So what? That's it. Just so what? It's almost like making friends with it. It's going to happen. That's okay. Everybody experiences that. I mean, how many people out in this world know of Tony Robbins? Do you think everybody likes Tony Robbins?
No.
Do you think like if you ever go to his videos, do you think that there's one negative comment at least?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Gary Vee, the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah.
He's not for everybody. But that's okay. That's why there's lots of people in the world. So just make friends with the fact that you're going to be judged and that's okay. I'm here to share my message.
Yeah. And a lot of people feel like they have to be good in the beginning.
Perfect. Yes.
Perfect in the beginning.
Perfect.
And if I have a older channel that I did in 2014 that I looked at those videos yesterday.
Yeah.
And I can see the progression that I made from now back then.
And isn't that great? That's why I leave like my first videos. I go back and look at some of my videos and I'm like, wow. I don't say, oh my God, I can't believe how horrible that is. It's like, just like what you said, I can't believe how much I've progressed.
Yeah.
Like my personality is definitely coming out more and more. And I get to have fun with this. I don't have to wait to be in front of a live audience anymore to have fun speaking.
Yeah.
I figured out how to do that right here in my home, sitting at a desk. And like, I wouldn't have been able to, I wouldn't have met you unless I put myself out there. Yeah. Unless I had decided that, you know what, I don't have to go for perfect. Because nobody's perfect. Nothing is perfect when we think about it. So how did you get over that being perfect?
I just kept doing it over and over until I got better, and I started meeting other people that were, you know, they were in the same position I was in at the time, and we kept working together and collaborating together, and we just kept going and going and going.
And look at where you are now.
Yeah. And then,
how many videos do you have on your YouTube channel now? Do you know?
I don't know.
I'm not even sure how many I have. I'm not even sure how many subscribers I have, because it doesn't matter. It's just all like, they're just numbers.
Yeah.
I started with one.
Exactly.
Just like everybody. I started with one. I did have a friend of mine who, she was sort of embarrassed that she only had a few videos because she was just getting started with her YouTube channel. And so she didn't even want to show it to her clients or let people know about it. I'm just like, just let people know. Like, how are they going to become subscribers? Because like, think about it from your viewer's point of view. Oh my God, there's 200 videos. Where do I even start? Versus there's like 4 videos. Oh, 4, that's easy. I can watch that in an afternoon.
Yeah.
So there's my plug for, if you just got a couple of videos, let people know about it.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Yeah.
We all start from one.
Exactly. Let me tell you where that comes from. That comes from like you being a new person, and if you approach a older person in their profession, regardless of what they're doing, they might be, you know, they might have been doing it, whatever they've been doing for a long time, and they want to be on people's platform that's already established. So if you tell them, hey, I'm just getting started, you know, how many downloads you have, they're gonna be like, they'll move on. That's where that comes from.
and great. So if somebody says no, not right now,
yeah,
then just know, like, hey, when I have 100 videos, I'm going to reach back out to that person.
Exactly.
Yeah, we do want to have, like, as somebody who, I have a podcast myself and I have, you know, videos, like, I want to have guests, because those guests are putting me in front of other people's audiences, their audience. And I'm putting them in front of my audience.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of like what I call OPA, other people's audiences.
Yeah.
OPA, other people's platforms.
Yeah. So that's where that makes some people feel insecure, you know, especially when, you know, they're new, coming online or whatever. I've felt that way. But over time, after me starting numerous channels and this is the second podcast, it doesn't bother me, you know, because I'm like, hey, you know, I'll see you later.
That's true. I haven't had anybody say that to me yet, but that doesn't mean that somebody hasn't just ignored my request.
Well, yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah.
That's all right.
It's okay, you know.
Yeah.
So if somebody's new, you know, let's say they never spoke before, you know, let's say they have a business that's doing pretty well, you know, they have momentum, you know, they're on the way up, and they come to you, say, hey, yeah, how do I get started speaking? What do you say to them?
Well, first, I like to share with people that there are, according to the Meeting Planners International, the organization, back in 2018, they actually did a survey, and it's about 7,500 speaking opportunities every single day.
Wow.
Every single day. So let's just break that into 50 states. Granted that some states have more than others, and it depends on the time of the year. Like, I'm sure in January, nobody's going to Alaska versus there are extra like in Hawaii and Florida.
Yeah.
So that's about 150 opportunities every single day, 150 meetings. And I'm close enough to the Massachusetts border that I look at this and say, I have 300 opportunities every single day. Now, that does not take into effect, like some other things so this is just like meetings and conferences, like in hotels, for example. So that's 75 opportunities to get in front of an audience filled with your ideal clients. Those audiences are already pre-qualified leads for you. And the reason why I say that they're pre-qualified is because those people raised their hand to say, I will spend time at this event. I'm interested in the topic that this person is speaking about. They bought a ticket, they bought a membership, so that's why they're pre-qualified. So what would happen if you shared your knowledge in front of an audience, and let's just keep it small, we'll say it's 30 people, 30 ideal clients who could hire you, and you shared some knowledge? What do you think the percentages of clients that you would actually close, because you're looked at as the expert in the room? You're the thought leader, and clients hire experts.
Yeah.
So what better way than to be that speaker, sharing your knowledge with an audience, and then just make them a nice little call to action. People are going to come up to you afterwards, because it happens all the time. They're going to hand you their business card. They're going to say, how can I book a call with you? I want to learn more. You mentioned that, a coaching program. I want to learn about that. Is it open? That's just what happens all the time. So let's part of why I would say you want to be using speaking, because it builds that know, like, and trust. And where else can you build that instant know, like, and trust than by being the speaker in the front of the room?
Yeah. It happens all the time,
Yes. Have you done a lot of speaking yourself?
Yeah, growing up as a kid, and in college and even after college, I'm pretty much been doing pretty much all my life, on and off, but not consistent, not as much as you, of course not, but at times, yeah,
And this podcast, to me, this is a form of speaking.
Yeah.
I definitely think that speaking needs to be redefined, and it's not just stages and Zoom anymore. It is a business presentation. It's a sales call. It's hosting your own podcast, creating videos. There's so many different forms of speaking these days.
Yeah. So what do you say when people say, hey, I'll speak, but I got to get paid. I can't do it for free.
I say, okay, so you want a meeting planner. One, do you have a website? Are you positioned as an expert on your website? Does it even say that you're a speaker? Do you have topics that you speak on? It's not uncommon. I've had clients who literally started working with me and 7 days later got booked for a paid speaking event. It does happen, but it all depends on, are you owning it?
Yeah.
Or are you expecting them to come to you? That's that's, to me, that's a little bit of nonsense. You do have to do some legwork. You have to let people know that you're available. But I'll share a fun story with you. I spoke at an event because I have this belief that speaking is the gift that keeps on giving. So I spoke at an event that I was hired for, but it was a non-paid event. So it was a good marketing experience for me, but it got me in front of my ideal audience. I had a lovely conversation with one of the CEOs of a recycling. I actually spoke for a scrap metal conference, and it was their business conference. So I was speaking on leadership. Had a lovely conversation with the CEO of a recycling company that's out in Oregon. 6 months, I mailed him a copy of my book. 6 months later, he sent me a message that said, I loved your book so much, I bought a copy for everybody in the company. That made me an Amazon bestseller, plus all the royalties. 6 months later, he emailed me again and said, Laurie-Ann, I do a leadership retreat once a year for all of my leadership team. He's like, what would it take to bring you to Oregon? And that I got paid for. And then 6 months later, he called me again and said, Laurie-Ann, I'm on the committee for a statewide recycling conference, and I'd love to bring you back out. So you may not get paid for that one initial event, but you never know what's going to happen afterwards. So I'll just also share with you a story about a client of mine who used my methodology, the in-demand signature speech program, and she spoke at a free event last fall. She stepped off the stage to 26 paid speaking events. Somebody literally came up to her and handed her a business card and said, we need you to speak at every single one of it happens to be a credit union. Every single branch needs to hear your story, needs to hear your message. 26 paid speaking events. Do you think she minded speaking for an hour for free?
I don't know.
No. So speaking's the gift that keeps on giving. You may not get paid, that initial time, but you just never know who's in the audience, who can hire you and pay you.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I asked that because, a lot of people that I've met over the years, they feel offended. They're like, hey, why I gotta speak for free? I said, look, it could be for charity, man. It's okay. Or, or and some promoters will say, hey, if you're not well known, they'd be like, hey, I'll bring you on and you can pitch your deal at the end, and we'll, they'll split up, negotiate whatever, but until you get known, if you're well established, you can name your price or whatever,
And I call that getting paid on the back end.
Yeah.
Like you can get paid on the front end, but you know what? Getting paid on the back end is so much more lucrative than getting paid on the front end.
Yeah.
And I don't care what your price is, even if it is 10, 20, 25,000, a presentation, what you're going to earn on the back end is always going to exceed that.
Always.
If done right. That's right.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. So why did you decide to write a book?
Well, part of National Speakers Association, I just kept hearing, write a book, write a book, write a book. And it's really true that people only retain a certain percentage of information when they hear you speak. So the book was, one, it was a great business card. No one's going to throw a book away like they will lose or throw away a business card. So I wrote a book because I can only cover so much material. So that was for people that were in the audience who could actually take me home, continue reading, continue learning from me. Now there's a third reason why I also wrote a book, and it also helps with those negotiation fees. A lot of times, an organization has a budget for speakers. They have not just a budget for a speaker, but for all the speakers at their conference. And maybe they can't match your speaker fee. Well, the book is a gift. And it comes from a different budget, usually a gift budget or an educational budget. So there are other budgets that you can actually tap into for conferences. So that's where you can also, hey, they can't match my speaker fee, but hey, have you considered having a copy of my book for everybody who's in the audience? And from there, you might even exceed your speaker fee. So that's the other reason why I wrote a book. And I've written 2 books and a number of workbooks all around the area of like personal development and leadership and emotional intelligence.
That's nice. Something happens when you tell someone you wrote a book, they change how they see you within a split second.
That's right. And it's another piece of authority. It's like I'm a professor at like Harvard. I mean, I'm not, but like those people who can say that's a piece of credibility. A book is a piece of credibility. Being that speaker in the front of the room, being the expert that I mentioned earlier, That's credibility. And again, clients hire experts.
Yep.
So I can't stress that enough. Just get out there.
So
There's
is there
500 meeting planners that are looking for speakers. They would love it if you reached out to them.
Yeah. So is there any type of business that you know of that you shouldn't speak?
That you shouldn't speak.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, nice. Like you're stumping me with this one.
Yeah.
I have not yet.
Yeah.
I mean, even behind the scenes people, like let's take virtual assistants, okay? These are people that are totally behind the scenes in your business. Except there's a lot of people out there who don't even know what a virtual assistant is. They've never even heard of a virtual assistant.
Yeah.
And so if a virtual assistant was actually to speak at an industry meeting, and explain like, this is what a virtual assistant can do for you. I mean, Dan Martell recently wrote this book called Buy Back Your Time, which is, and this is a book that I'm actually currently reading. And so that's what a virtual assistant is doing. Like you are buying back your time. But somebody in the audience might be like, wow, this is great, but I wouldn't know what to give the virtual assistant. I wouldn't know where to start looking for one. I wouldn't know how to interview for one. So these are all the questions that a virtual assistant who is speaking could actually answer in her presentation, his or her presentation.
Yeah.
And that's how they're going to get business. Like people are going to walk up to them and hand them their business card or take their business card and be visiting their website, join their email list, even refer you to somebody else because maybe they already have a virtual assistant, but in conversation, they're going to find other places to actually refer you. So, I mean, like everybody that's in that audience may not always be able to hire you right then and there, but they can also refer you to speaking opportunities, to clients.
Yeah.
Lots of things.
Yeah, the reason why I asked that because somebody asked me that a couple of days ago, and I told him, I said, no, I don't think I can't think of any business in any area of activity where you shouldn't or you can't speak. Now, there's some areas, some businesses I don't want to have anything to do with.
Right.
But even in those businesses, you can still speak.
There are like 125,000 association and professional trades here in the U.S. That's a lot of meetings, okay? And there is literally a trade association for everything. Remember when you went to the carnival and there was a guy that was like blowing up those balloons and he turns them into little animals? There's an association for that.
Wow.
Okay, so I share that because I want people to realize there are associations for everything. And we were talking about real estate earlier. I mean, there are so many different associations for the real estate industry as a whole. So many different opportunities for anybody to be speaking.
Yeah. So if people wanted to work with you, where would they go to?
Well, my website is speakandstandout.com. And you can also learn a lot about me over on my podcast, which is called Be in Demand with Laurie-Ann. And I would say, come on over, take a peek at my website. And there's some freebies that you can start poking around and start like just learning a little bit about speaking and what opportunities are available and maybe even some associations that are looking for speakers.
There you have it. Like, share this episode. Tell me what you think. Until next time, we're out. Peace.